Hello, my name is Cindy and welcome to my channel. And today we have an interview with a friend of mine. This is Sarah Wotjas, and she has been a teacher at Crossroads Christian School in Pelham, New Hampshire for the last few years. And she was my kids' teacher for science last year. And she taught, one of my boys was physical science and the other was food science for the 8th graders, which was really awesome.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you for a great year.
Yeah.
And
It
thank
was a
you
great
for
year.
being a great teacher and for all the fun things that you did with the students.
Yeah.
But sadly, Sarah is moving on to a new vocation, and she's an entrepreneur. And she also has a really helpful business that she's starting, and I wanted to share that with my viewers and with my friends. So could you share a little bit about that?
Yep. So I'm going to be opening up a nutritional therapy practice, predominantly working with people who have digestive conditions. In 2014, I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis. And at the time, I had a doctor who told me that, oh, your diet doesn't matter, just eat whatever you want. And at the time, I was a nutrition and dietetics major in college. And that message, my diet didn't matter, just really didn't sit well with me. I thought, I have this pretty debilitating digestive condition and I'm going to put food through my digestive tract. How could that not matter what I'm putting in, and so over the last several years, I've really worked with my own diet through some different protocols to figure out what works for my body and what doesn't work for my body. And I can say without a doubt that food does matter, especially it matters for everything, but especially when you have any sort of digestive symptom, what you're putting in there makes the world of a difference. And so my practice is really just trying to come alongside people who are struggling with digestive symptoms, whether it's a condition like ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease, or just acid reflux or bloating and those types of symptoms that are uncomfortable, because they can be managed with diet. What works for me doesn't necessarily work for everyone because we each have these individual needs. But I can help work with clients so that we can figure out what works for them and what's going to get those symptoms managed and ultimately get to the root cause of the problem and not just mask the symptoms of whatever's going on.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, you said you went to college. What was your major in college?
Nutrition and dietetics.
Okay.
Yep. So that's the traditional bachelor's degree for anyone who becomes a dietitian in a clinical hospital setting. The only thing I didn't do was you have to do a 1-year internship in a hospital to be able to sit for the dietetics exam. And at the time, it wasn't something that I was interested in doing. A lot of what is out there for nutrition information that dietitians are required to provide their patients, it really didn't sit right with me. It really wasn't kind of my philosophy for food. And so I just chose not to go that route. And instead, this has been a dream of mine to open up my own practice and work with clients one-on-one.
Great. Well,
Yeah.
I saw that you had some professional pictures done and everything, and you're going to put together a website.
Yep.
Is that up right now?
Yeah.
or-
So my website just actually got finished this week.
Okay.
And so I'm putting kind of the finishing touches on that, but I'm also on several different social media platforms, predominantly Instagram and Facebook, but I will also be launching a YouTube channel shortly to provide just digestion tips, tricks, maybe some recipes and those sorts of things to just help people in this journey and help them understand how they can use food to really just heal their own body.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, that can be, save money.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
it can also save your life.
Yeah, well,
to be able to live, right?
People like to say that it costs a lot of money to eat healthy, but I would say it costs a lot more money to be sick.
Right.
The one medication that I do use right now for my condition, it costs $40,000 every time I go to get it. Now, fortunately, I have health insurance and I don't pay that, but $40,000 every 8 weeks is a lot of money. And so it's actually a lot cheaper just to take care of your body and provide it with the right nutrition to avoid developing serious conditions down the road.
Right. That are going to be with you the rest of your life.
Yep.
Very good. So what is the name of your website?
It's called the Nourished Gut,
Okay.
and it's at nourishedgut.org.
Okay.
And same for most of my social media platforms. It's Nourished Gut.
Awesome.
Yep.
Okay. So we will post that link to the website below and also links to your other accounts
Yeah.
so that you can, if anybody's interested in just checking out what she has for information, that would be great.
Yeah, I have on my website, I have a contact form that you can fill out if you just wanted to get in touch, or you can actually book a free 10-minute consultation on the phone or via telehealth, just to kind of discuss, what issues and if nutritional therapy might be the right fit for whatever's going on.
Okay.
So that's completely free.
Okay. So if you find someone who's interested in nutritional therapy and you can help them, what's the procedure?
So I have a couple different options, but for all my new clients, I do require a 12-week coaching program because just going for one visit for something like nutrition isn't enough. You really need to see that through for several weeks to get the results that you're looking for. And so I will meet with a client for a very extensive 2-hour intake. And they, prior to that visit, have filled out a lot of information that I've had the time to review. And that form will generate all sorts of data about that client's health. And so we'll use that in that first intake to kind of figure out a game plan and what I feel is the best strategy to support whatever condition they're coming to me with. And then following that, we have follow-up visits over the next several weeks. And in between those visits, I offer email and phone support for, any questions that arise, because it can be a little daunting when you're changing your dietary habits. But so I offer basically that 12 weeks of support, and you can purchase follow-up sessions and whatever, if you need, to extend the time that you're getting that one-on-one coaching support. But at the start, it's always a 12-week program.
Okay.
And I offer 2 in-person services locally within about 30 miles of Pelham, New Hampshire. I offer what I call the pantry purge for people who are just starting a new dietary habit. It can be really overwhelming to know, what can I eat? What can I not eat? And these ingredients. And so I will go into your home and we'll go through your fridge and your cabinets and figure out, which foods should we maybe donate? Which foods should we try to use up? And then how can we replace what you've got with something that's going to be better to support your wellness goals. And so that's really helpful. I find a lot of people just need that practical, please come and save me and help me figure this out. And then also I will go to the grocery store with you. So you can pick which grocery store is kind of your main grocery store that you go to. And we'll take a walk through over the course of about an hour, and I can give you some budgeting tips and just how to eat to meet your new diet, and show you some products that maybe you've walked by 100 times down the aisle but didn't know were there. Or maybe you're just overwhelmed in the grocery store because there's like 50 different salad dressings and you don't know which one is healthy. There's a lot of misinformation out there. And so, again, a lot of people find that really helpful because they get overwhelmed and they end up not being successful with their dietary change just because they don't know and they need that extra support. And so that's what I offer.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, so we were talking earlier that I'm starting a garden. I'm kind of new to gardening. Last year I did container gardening, which that was the first year of success, probably, just because I changed the location for the garden. I did everything methodically. So I'm just trying to encourage people, if you've never gardened before, it's really simple to grow lettuce, simple things, kale, if you don't want to go to, I'm also doing tomatoes and garlic, cucumbers, zucchini, stuff like that. I planted all of my planters and now I want to plant more stuff. I didn't plant my beans yet. So that's another really good way to, get yourself healthy, but also save money. Because seeds are cheaper than buying
stuff. Yeah. And we were talking earlier that one of the most overlooked benefits of gardening is that getting that dirt on your hands and under your fingernails is actually really good for your microbiome. So it can support your digestive health and your immune system, because so many people just don't spend time outdoors anymore. We're really missing that aspect of health. And so, yes, it's great to grow all those vegetables and be able to eat them, but even more so that we can just be building that good bacteria up in our body. And if you're growing mostly organically and not using a ton of chemicals, then even just not rinsing your produce that's coming from your own garden is a great way just to get that extra bacteria and build up that immune system.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I also am growing potatoes in potato bags. I've never done that before.
No, I've never done that either.
It's really, they grow really quick. So you have evidence of growth right away, which is really fun. And I hear that fresh potatoes are a lot tastier.
Probably most things taste better when they come from your garden.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So, yes. So I think right now, you know, a lot of times people say it's expensive to eat healthy, but I'm learning that there's a lot of stuff that we buy that we really shouldn't be buying.
No, there's a lot, and more so even just the ingredients that a lot of these companies are putting in food, and you're being told lies, basically. You know, I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist, but, you know, there's a lot of stuff that we're just being told and that it's good for us just because it's the cheapest option for the company and not necessarily because it's really what's best for your body and your family's body. And no one's really going to take care of your family and your body except for you. You have to make that choice for yourself. And so with all that misinformation out there, really, I'm on a mission to help people eat real whole foods, you know, that don't come in a package. And if it does come in a package, like trying to educate people on, you know, which ingredients to skip over and which products would be a better alternative to what they're currently buying.
Right.
Yeah.
And good health, you can't trade good health for anything.
No,
you know?
It's not until, and I speak from experience, it's not until you lose your health that you realize the value of your health. And I just always want to tell people, like, don't take your health for granted. But so many people, it's easy to do, you know, when you have your health and you're just living your busy life, like we're all so busy. But the second that that's taken from you and you now are faced with the debilitating side effects or symptoms of your condition, you really wish that you had put in that effort before.
Right.
I mean, not all conditions are preventable, but many of them are, and many of them can be supported with a good diet. So
right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your efforts, and
Yes.
I do wish you great success.
Thank you.
And I would really like to do this interview again, like
Down the
you know,
road.
down the road, and we can see, you know, how you've helped people. I know that you've been a good help to the teenagers here, because sometimes teenagers definitely, I know my husband lived on donuts when he was a teenager, but donuts are actually better than a lot of things kids are eating nowadays.
Probably, yeah.
So, you know, we need to get the kids back into healthy eating and taking care of themselves now to prevent future problems.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. And don't forget to check below, and we'll keep a lookout for some great videos in the future.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.